No food. No drinking water. One piece of body covering cloth. 21 days. 9 strangers. An island far from any civilization. This is not a game. This is an original survival challenge where instincts, will, and faith are the only things that keep you alive. 5 men. For women. No AI is familiar, no AI is prepared. Everyone comes here with a question. Can I survive with only my hands and my body? When hunger and cold and despair beset. Only the strongest people, both physically and mentally, we can walk out of the desert island and won $100,000. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. This is definitely an outdoor survival program, the most stimulating in the world. The organizers put 5 men, and for women completely stranger to a deserted island, not providing food, drinking water, or even clothes. Force them to survive empty-handed for 21 days and find a way to save yourself. The participants completed the task will receive a reward of $100,000 each. Do you dare to challenge? In a place hundreds of kilometers away from civilization. The 9 experts survived, divided into 3 teams based on skill. This has been shown in previous challenges. Each team will come to the island from different locations. He survived for 21 days in a private camp and eventually moved to the north of the island, using campfires to attract the ship's attention. Ships on the maritime route, nearby international, and be rescued. Consider it a success challenge. First up is Team 1, Andrew, Hazel, and Patch. See the end, but we see it through. Because they're all survival experts. Have succeeded in previous challenges, so don't worry too much. They even walk and laugh. But we just got close to the shore, was startled by a crocodile in the sand. Not only that, in the dense forest on the island. The forest is full of snakes, toxic corals, and many other venomous snakes. Extreme high temperature and harsh climate. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Beetles and sand flies multiply. About 8 kilometers from the first team. To the north, it's a sea full of deadly sea snakes. The second team consists of Byland. Kara and Nem are also moving towards this area. All 3 of them are survival experts, seasoned with experience. 7 kilometers to the west is Team BA of Candace, Rachel, and Justin. They landed in an area where there were bull sharks. Scary, where the river meets the sea. It's also the land of the Kai crocodiles. Don't belittle this team just because there are 2 beautiful girls. Because they're the strongest group in the team. Rachel's also a free diving coach, so scuba diving with her is as easy as carrying a hand. Candy is another archer, good at hunting in the forest. The old tourist boat, powered by nuclear power, brought all 3 of them to the set point. Hands take their clothes. Team 1 was the first on the island. Just set foot on the shore, they quickly collected 10 usable materials. Because of the trash that's commonly found in civilized society, everything becomes a treasure now. The second team also set foot on the beach. They walk steady and start collecting 10 usable resources. Team BA on the shore picked up a big bucket of water and some mineral water bottles. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Because if you can't find fresh water, they're just getting carried out of the testing zone. 9 people walked for more than 3 hours in the scorching sun. Team number 1 is the first team to find a dirty puddle. Right after that, they also discovered a Jeep reset. Even though the car's been here for 85 years, it still gives them great support. Without any tools in hand. 3 people immediately decided to set up camp near this area. Not long after, Team 2 also found a waterfall, where the fresh water flows fast. It becomes an essential living condition for them. After water replenishment, 3 people also found a flat area near the falls to set up camp. The worst is Team 3. They go on till dusk. Still can't find fresh water. It was getting dark, and they had to stop making camp. Otherwise, they'll be eaten alive by insects. Moon. Team number 1 took the ignition stone from the lighter. Picked up to light a fire. But shuffle forever. Still can't light the wood. Team 2 has no tools. So it's very hard to cut down the camp tree. All 3 teams have nothing in hand to face the challenging dark night. All BA. The team was tormented by a thick mosquito colony to the point of suffering. Can't stand it. Unlucky Team Ba. But also encounter extremely aggressive creatures. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Because no team has completed the build. And prepare for activities the day before. All 9 of them were madly bitten by mosquitoes all night long. The spirit is quickly exhausted. Andrew of the first team to break the deadlock. Got up early to build a firewood drill. Captain, you can't let go. Andrew uses a rope and the tree's branches picked up to make a tool and start a fire. On the second team, they're also looking for the right material to survive. Fortunately, while exploring, they suddenly discovered a giant airplane wing. You knock on it with a stick and you find it's just a piece of aluminum. It gives you 7 hopes right away, because this thing doesn't work very well. But when you turn around, they saw that the fuselage was damaged. It's on a very steep slope. Risk climbing up, they quickly collect everything they can. Whether it's useful or not, bring it back. After 2 days of travel, Team BA has finally found a source of fresh water. Dry throat. They immediately fill an empty bottle with fresh water. Team number 1, because Andrew could never start the fire. So the whole team got impatient. He kept pointing at Andrew. Working and arguing, the air gets tense. Forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. He quickly returned to running and began to experiment. However, because the dense canopy keeps the light moving, it's very difficult to start a fire. But thanks to relentless effort, they succeeded in creating the first fire. Andrew out. I was lucky enough to catch the rat. I have to say that the second team's fortunes have exploded. Back to camp, he immediately disemboweled and cleaned and baked on the fire. On the BA side, after finding fresh water, they're still looking for the right place to camp. Luck, finally smiling at this unlucky team, when they found a wrecked old boat. While collecting 10 items, they saw a big bird. This kind of bird is definitely banned in their country. Hunting, but for those who survive in the wilderness, there are no rules. After some discussion, the group decided to arrest him. There was no fire in camp. They temporarily locked it up and waited for it to be processed. The number 1 team has lost 7 to start a fire and start hastily setting up camp again. Batman, who was tormented by mosquitoes all night. I can't take it anymore. Batman runs to the side of a 6-pack Jeep. Material search. After a search, I just got a rusted CA. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Andrew immediately countered that the cooking pot was not yet. Why think of you? Right after that, Bakik discovered a rearview mirror. Make the whole group happy. On the BA side, they also started using batteries they'd picked up to try to start a fire by connecting the cathode and the anode with aluminum wires to create a short circuit to generate heat. Although the theory is promising, but the reality is very harsh. After half a day of struggle, they still had 7 failures and continued to look for other materials. Team number 1, after picking up the rearview mirror, put water on the surface of the mirror and try using it. Light the fire. Even though I tried all the time, I didn't succeed. The whole group is depressed to think about being attacked by mosquitoes again in the evening. Mood plummets to the bottom. Survival challenge, the second day of the group of 5 men and for women on the island. It's going to be difficult. Team number 1 uses a rearview mirror to start a fire. The end, but we'll see it through. Patrick suggests leaving camp near the coast, where the sun is more. But that means giving up fresh water. Currently, a debate breaks out when there's an opinion. I think this is not worth it. Don't want to argue. The stinger quietly left the camp looking for materials. New fire. Until noon, I was lucky enough to find a small bird's nest and bring it back to camp. So the group decided to use bamboo scraping to make a fire. Take turns doing this for more than 2 hours. But still can't start a fire. After team number BA7 defeat with battery. Candace, I found some steel wool in the broken boat. And tried to use. It's actually very effective. And they quickly started a fire. There was a fire, and the group started talking about how to deal with the big bird. Justin, run over and hit the bird with a brick. Finish the meal. Even though I don't like to do that. But to survive, they had to. Team 1 is still trying to start a fire. Because they are the only ones who have not succeeded. After 7 failure with bamboo friction method. They're going to continue to experiment with fire-sucking tools and structures. This time they used the loose fire method. Friction and bamboo tube. They're frictionless. However, then again, 7 failed to start the fire. Let's get the team down. Team number BA, after handling the stone bird and washed in the water, prepare to bake on fire. Team 2 has finished roasting the bird meat. And those who are hungry eat immediately. However, as they're eating, a swarm of mosquitoes suddenly appears and started attacking them violently. The BA team is no better. Before they could eat, they were attacked by mosquitoes. They're almost eaten alive by mosquitoes. Day 3 Survival Challenge. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. All 9 were full of mosquitoes. It's even worse on the body. The number 1 team member appeared. The ticks can get into the skin. And then the whole group argued. Team 2 pulled the fire out of camp early in the morning. Because not only does it not repel insects, it also attracts more mosquitoes. Kara plans to dig a fire pit in the ground and covered in ash. It keeps you warm and helps repel mosquitoes. The BA team is also discussing killing mosquitoes. And after a while decided to find the termite nest. When you burn them, the smoke is very effective at keeping out mosquitoes. They quickly found a large salt nest. Cut down small trees and bring the salt nest to the camp. Meanwhile, Team 1's doctors continue to go out to find materials. Fire. After finding a nest of salt and some fresh water. But found nothing else. I'm so excited, I'm surprised. To find a wild boar. Because there are no tools. I can only watch the wild boar run away. At the camp, Andrew and Heather are also worried about survival. It gets worse in the afternoon. During the lunch break, a big tree suddenly fell. They almost killed them. While they're still panicking, another big tree starts again. Shake and clatter your teeth. It can be dropped at any time. 2 hours saw the tree fall and came up with an idea. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. It can be used to light a fire. But Andrew thought the tree was too moist. It can't be used to create fire. But Heather didn't listen and was determined to use it. You two continue to argue. Heather is impatient. Tell Andrew to let you do it and go away. Eventually the argument became more intense. It almost led to a fight. Andrew and Hazel. We continue to argue about survival. The argument got more and more tense. It almost led to division. Finally, they can't resolve the conflict and had to stop the argument. In the Discord, even though Team 2 has already started the fire and caught a fish ball, get some protein, but they still don't have a decent shelter. After discussion, they decided to use the part of the plane that crashed as a camp. Even if it rains heavily, 3 people can't stand it. So they quickly went halfway up the mountain. Bring items down from the plane and set up camp between 2 big rocks. Team 1 is still struggling to survive. In addition to that, there was a heated argument between Andrew and Hazel. To make the will survive, the number of people on the team also began to decline. But because I want to survive, Heather took the initiative to apologize, Andrew. And Andrew forgives you generously. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. To the 5th day. Team BA with fire and a big bird. Feel more excited spirit. But they still need to find a stable food source. Two girls in the team go to the wreck. Decided to drop it in the water, laying traps with debris to attract fish. When the tide is up, the fish will get trapped in the wreck. Everything is ready, and they're ready to drop the trap. Meanwhile, the number 1 team is still struggling with survival issues. After 5 days, itching sensation caused by mosquitoes still torment them so much, it's almost unbearable. If you can't start a fire, 3 people will not survive for 21 days. Right now, the doctor again proposed the idea of moving the camp. And this time both of you agreed. Even though the road ahead is difficult. But they have to. They decided to move north. Through 5 kilometers of jungle to reach the final evacuation point. And survive the rest of the days. On the 6th day, the role of the BA fishing trap inspection team. But nothing. Your body is so weak that you can't even walk properly. Team number 1, after collecting 10 sufficient resources, it also starts the process of moving. Fortunately, we collected 10 resources. They found a small knife. An important item. We can help them survive in the future. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. At this time, a pig stopped storming into the camp. But the team had no way of dealing with it. After thinking carefully, Andrew decided to go back and find the steel wire to make a trap. The BA team is no better. After playing cards, they suddenly found that the fire was out. There's no other way. They try again to stay alive. However, when the battery runs out, all hope of survival for the 3 of them was lost. 2 girls are not satisfied. Tried again and again but still couldn't light the fire. With the help of Justin, they can start a fire. Team 2 is still hanging around in the down plains. Their target this time is the fuselage. Because if you bring it back, their camp will be stronger. Bill and Kara talked for half a day and decided to push it from the mountainside down the river, let it drift closer to their camp. After a hard time, they finally managed to push the fuselage into the river. Next, Billy pulled a lot of steel from the airplane pile. What they need to trap wild boars at camp. Niam is not sitting either. He used tattered barrels and 10 steel wires to build it. A shrimp trap. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Unable to determine the direction, so they keep spinning around. The thirst and hunger made Andrew almost faint. After pulling the steel wire from the plane, Billen set up many traps to catch wild boars. After completion, he even threw some coconut shells around to make it smell good. The first team walked for 6 hours to get to the beach. Upon arrival, 3 people were immediately attracted to the surroundings. Andrew was even excited to clap his thighs. After a short break, they decided to go to the beach, because there might be fresh water there. They left for more than 2 hours, and finally found fresh water. But when it's getting dark, they have to start a fire quickly. Team 2 is checking for traps and surprises. I found out I caught a lot of river shrimp. They are overjoyed, and immediately use an oblique branch. They're baked on the fire. But Billy is always thinking about catching wild boars. Team 1 is still trying to light a fire. But despite trying so many times, they still can't do it. Too desperate or now crying and wanting to give up the challenge. Because the piglet was eaten clean. While the trap remains intact, Billy returned to camp in a bad mood. Then 3 people started discussing how to improve the trap. After a discussion, They decided to move the wreckage of the plane to build a funnel trap. The benefit of this trap is that if the wild boar gets in, it's almost impossible to get out. After a busy time, they've finished setting up the trap. Meanwhile, the team ate only one bird in 7 days. Candace was hungry and decided to go out and find coconuts. Justin alone went to the river to get a drink and said, "I didn't care much about girls. You are surrounded by two beautiful people." I went home and found some fabric and decided to make some test cloth. She put the cloth in a partially sealed box and baked it on fire. Creates high-quality charcoal. Candy can't find coconuts. Discovered again, a lot of river snails and bring them back to camp. After a teen transfer to the beach, they're faced with a water shortage problem. Although they can drink some water from coconuts, but still can't solve radical drinking water problem. They started looking for fresh water again, but unfortunately, after all morning searching, not only did they not find fresh water, it's also blocked by a crocodile. Andrew, with courage, tried to approach the crocodile for meat. But in the end, 3 people decided to ignore it. That crocodile. After venturing across the river, they finally found fresh water. After Candace brought the snails back to camp. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. They found a way to cook them. Everyone eats a boiled snail meal. Day 8. First team Andrew continues to live on the beach. Batman, who walks alone on the beach, suddenly caught a crab. There is food in hand. They're more hungry to light a fire. Vector of the BA team with Justin go back to the broken ship for 6 items. After 6 rounds, they found a lot of useful stuff. Team 2's Billin still hasn't forgotten the wild boar. His team came to check the trap but nothing. Someone who thinks that traps don't work. While Billin, suppose they have evaluated low intelligence of wild boar. You two had a heated argument that the Kara in the middle doesn't understand these 2 men. What are you debating? And right then and there, Rachel of Team BA discovered their boat are being swept away by the rising waters. I don't want to lose the boat. She immediately jumped into the water to retrieve the buoys. The first team after the storm also collected 10 things from the sea. And after a morning of searching, love the world but keep the sky on your mind. They immediately continued their efforts. And finally Andrew did the impossible. To ignite a fire. This unexpected joy, 3 people can't control their excitement. Because this is the first time they're going back to civilized society. After more than a week, they embraced and congratulated each other. Meanwhile, Team 2's situation is not very good. The traps still do not work. In addition, dry branches are not enough. It makes the monkey nervous. Day 8. Face, Team 2 is worried about lack of resources. The spirit of taking on her challenge and should start to decline rapidly. And seeing that, Billy spoke up. As these tips not only don't help, it also causes dissatisfaction, creating an argument. The Kara in the middle couldn't understand these 2 men. What are you arguing about? At the same time, Team BA's Vector is starting to get strangely swollen. It makes it difficult for her to move. Candy had to go alone to the river to catch snails to eat. Team 1's Stinger caught a crab. But not satisfied, he went to the sea to find more food and luck. To find a dropped live fish. I brought the fish back. Group should bake on fire and enjoy the meal. Candy of Team BA. After bringing the snails, they are also cooked and eaten together. To the 9th day. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. The button is also difficult. You call the doctor to check. After inspection, the doctor found out she had an infection from the bite of an animal. Strange. Can cause meningitis and lead to stroke, brain damage or paralysis. 3 hours later, the doctor checked again with the condition of the Candace. No sign of improvement. For safety reasons. Program decision request. Candace left the challenge. Candace had no other choice. After saying goodbye to two unfaithful friends, you have to leave the challenge, and was taken to the hospital for treatment. At the hospital, Candace was diagnosed with a bacterial infection. Serious, even though doctors can't pinpoint cause, but after a period of antibiotic treatment, you are slowly recovering. At the same time, Candace's team, she was also severely weakened by her departure. Team 2 continues to battle the wild boars. But the tension between Billy and the wedge grew to the point of no reconciliation. The tree is always stuck in the middle, forced to be a mediator. Keep trying, reduce the conflict between the two men. Then, 3 people on the team went into the jungle to check for traps. But nothing. One after the fire found fresh water and caught a big fish. Replenished the energy. They continued to the sea, find food, and we were lucky enough to catch some big crabs and a flounder. Bring it home to eat. Rachel and Justin, the team is also constantly looking for food. By the river, they drop a net and catch fish. In the moment, Justin spotted a baby crocodile on the shore. For being so hungry, I chased him, but he finally escaped. In the evening, so while cooking accidentally make violent burns. The conflict between them exploded. Again led to a heated argument. Even though the Kara gets tired of arguments, she's still trying to convince the 2 men to stop. The result is Kara. I also had to engage in a debate with 2 people. 2 hours after they calmed down, I apologized to the tree. You've been tormented by them all this time. No intention of forgiving for what happened. And the Bovie team, the knee of the hamstring is not relieved. The burden of living is on Justin. First team after solving the food problem. Life has become so much easier. He injected with abundant health back to the sea looking for sea cucumbers. At the right time, I saw a crocodile swimming nearby. Don't want to miss the opportunity. He immediately ran back and offered to catch the crocodile to eat. However, members of the team are concerned. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind, and they can't just lose their bonuses. It's also a meal for crocodiles. Team 2, after many arguments, are now in danger of disintegration. Kara wanted to leave the camp to live alone. I don't want to stay with Billy, so I decided to follow the tree. While Billy can't let go of the wild boar, he promised he'll see them after he catches the pig. Justin of Team 2 continues to search for coconut crab, but at dusk nothing was found. Preparing to return to camp, he spotted a wild fruit tree and tasted some. I decided to sit under the tree, and if there's no problem in the next few hours, I'll bring it back, feed the betel nut. Batman after seeing the crocodile, and the other 2 thought it was a crazy idea. However, he didn't take his advice and ran to the river to find the crocodile. After finding, he's lying there waiting for the crocodile to get close. But wait forever and you won't see. Rachel, Team 3 didn't see Justin back. Went out looking, and I'm horrified when I found him lying motionless under a tree. This is clearly a sign of poisoning. Actually, Justin ate a poisonous fruit. It's called the golden spring apple by the locals. An extremely poisonous plant that can cause blisters. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. When the doctor came, he announced that it was too late to detox. But luckily Justin only ate a little. If you hadn't been here a long time ago. First team in the evening at the beach. I suddenly realized that the ocean was about to flood the camp. It makes everyone afraid to sleep. Until the 11th day, Team 2 redistributes all the supplies, and the Kara and the Wedge left the camp to fend for themselves. Billy, though lonely, feels liberated. Patrick of the first team, still looking for food on the beach. But with rising water levels, Andrew and Hazel start to worry and suggest moving camp. But Patrick objected. Team 2's guard went into the forest to check for traps. But nothing. Kara and Wedge after 4 hours of walking. I still can't find a suitable camp. After a day of rest, Justin of the BA team has recovered almost completely. But Zach still feels guilty. Because I can't do anything. To the point where she burst into tears. Justin is also very sad to see you sad. Kara and Wedge. After 5 hours in the forest, I couldn't find a suitable camp. And their fighting spirit was exhausted. In times of despair, they stumbled across Rachel and Justin's BA group. For getting to know each other. They're glad to see each other again. And after the presentation of the teams, everybody's excited. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Instead, it's playing. They decided to form a new team. Meanwhile, Billy persists in hunting wild boars. Even claimed that unless you were carried away. Otherwise, we won't let the wild boar make the wind rain. To the 12th day. The rising water level engulfed the first team camp. But the needle is still moving. Because he thinks that the rising water will bring food. Abundant. So there's no need to worry about the tide. However, when the sea has polluted their fresh water, I was forced to think again. About moving the camp. So the second team that's just started talking about finding food. Because there are many people, the demand is high. All but the cords couldn't move. Everybody's out looking for food. They ran to the river and turned the rocks to find snails. But the Kara thinks that this amount of food, not enough to sustain the group. Meanwhile, Batman due to contaminated water. I decided to go out for fresh water. I understand that without fresh water, the end of the group will be carried away. After going quite far, I found an area with water. But it's saltwater crocodile territory. I dare not take risks, and decided to go back and get more support. Bylan lives alone. Found a steel bar and decided to bend it straight. Then grinding one end into a weapon shape. To prepare to hunt wild boar. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. He was rejected by 2 people. Because they all think that the right thing to do is to move the camp. Not to pick coconuts. Because of this, the BA group started arguing. Due to lack of resources. We can't provide enough food for people. So Justin and Nem, we also started talking about moving the camp. Team 1 has no fresh water. Forced Theo Patch to the coconut forest to pick coconuts to drink. Replenish enough water. After having enough water, the group started talking about the evacuation plan. After Team 2 agrees, they immediately started making rafts. There's a lot of trash on the beach. But they're also important materials for building rafts. On the 14th day, Billy still believes he can catch the wild boar. He took the homemade lao and went back to check the trap. Finally, Billy's persistence has been rewarded when you caught a wild boar. In a stupor of hunger, he immediately disemboweled the pig and began processing it. Team 1 after drinking coconut water. They are also looking for a new camp. This time they're going straight to the evacuation point. And stay there until time runs out. After fully prepared BA people were on their way. Rachel of Team 2 found that her leg was swollen. Can't move. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. So she's hesitant about whether to follow them and evacuate. The other 3 continue to build rafts. Billen, after cutting the wild boar, bring all the pork on fire to smoke. Turn meat into dry meat that is easy to store. After a full meal, Billy began to plan to find other teams. The first team consists of 3 people, despite the intense heat. Climbed the mountain and over the steep slopes for 3 hours. But still can't find the right direction. 2 teams after a hard day of work. We've finally finished building the raft. They tried the raft and it worked. After everything is ready, they're running back and they're ready to leave. Rachel was left so moved that she sobbed. Because I feel like I can't contribute anything. You've decided to withdraw from the challenge. People can't convince you. So after hugging each other, they agreed to let you back out. Rachel was later taken to the hospital, where doctors diagnosed her with a broken neck and tearing the cartilage on. She was airlifted to a large hospital to have surgery and begin to recover, even though the Betel Nut's departure made team 2 difficult. But they continued to challenge. Bring the regret of Betel rope. On the 14th day of the challenge. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Without finding the right path, and accidentally walked into Billy's camp. Is an independent living person. Billy wasn't happy to see them coming. But when he saw the first team, he was delighted. After listening to Billin talk about his situation, they start to worry about living with this lonely man. How is it? Then, the Billin took his pork and divided it among 3 people. Meanwhile, Team 2, after the Betel rope broke and was forced to retreat. Let's continue the challenge. There's only Kyla and Justin left. After finding some snails to replenish energy, the whole team worked until evening. Just finished the paddle. To the 15th day, Team 2 was about to leave and Justin had a fever. In a wild place like this, fever is a serious problem because it could be parasites or heat stroke. The doctors came to check, and it turns out that your temperature has reached 40 degrees. To ensure safety, the doctor asked him to lie down in the river to cool down by physical cooling method. Fortunately, after more than an hour in the water, your body temperature has dropped. Back to camp, the other 2, give me a break. I promise to continue the challenge after you fully recover. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. This time Billin. Suddenly they found out that they smoked pork. It's starting to fail, so I decided to make barbecue sauce and cut the pork into thin slices to keep smoking. After Justin completely recovered, Team 2 is packed up and embarked on their journey. This time 3 people are going to climb, raft along the coast towards the north, until we reach the rescue point, while Team 1 is making the oven and prepare to roast the meat. Billin continuously direct. Andrew was very unhappy. The relationship between them became tense. Team 2 in the process of drifting to the rescue point. We had a problem because the progress was too slow. They've been climbing for 4 to 5 hours, but only 2 kilometers. Their strength is already very weak. Again to face the scorching sun. It makes things more difficult. Unlucky. Their hanging out was swept away by the big waves. Forced 3 people to land nearby, while wearing one to stop the pork from spoiling. They made an oven and smoked again. Then, they started talking about moving to the rescue site. The Lonely Wolf Moon. I totally agree with their plan this time. To take advantage of the remaining pork. And everyone's health is still good. Leaving early is the best thing. After Team 2 came ashore. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. 2 hours to a beach. What makes them happy is that this beach has fresh water. One of the group climbed a hill, but Justin's weakness stopped him in the middle of the hill. Kara and should see him in pain. I decided to camp right there. They ran to the beach. Take the charcoal and the leaves of betel nut. Put it in a pot and start using a magnifying glass to catch fire. But they struggled all afternoon. But still can't light a fire. If there is no fire at night, Justin has a fever. Will not be able to endure. It may have to be carried. After more than 3 hours of testing, they finally started the fire. In the evening, Justin still has a fever, and Kara just sits quietly next to you. Until the 16th day, the 4 people in the first team also started packing. Prepare to proceed to the rescue point. This time they also plan to go north to survive. At the rescue point, Meanwhile, Justin has a high fever. I couldn't stand it and called the doctor to check it out. After preliminary inspection, the doctor suspects you have a bacterial infection and decided to ask him to leave the challenge, to go to the hospital for treatment. Justin doesn't want to leave, but there's no other way. You have to break up your team, hug the members goodbye and leave the challenge. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Some people start to prepare for leaving. Their legs were injured to varying degrees. Kara used Ra, the animals that washed ashore, to make shoes. However, Billy, the lonely wolf, I think this action is completely redundant. He was silent. Use a small axe to cut down a tree's branches and make a homemade stick. After everything has been prepared, a group of 6 people begin the long journey to leave the island. Because there is no map, they don't know that to get to the rescue point, they had to cross a rocky coastline and continue through the wet jungles. Always have to face venomous snakes and crocodiles. They walked along the coast through the hills, and we ended up in a meadow. The scorching sun of the sun day and night makes them tired, but they kept going all day until we finally reached the rescue point. When it's getting dark, Patrick discovers a pile of trash, so the group decided to put up a tent under a big tree, and tomorrow morning we're going to use trash to build a bungalow. Everyone was asleep that night. Only Patrick was worried about the fire. He's always on guard. On the 20th day of the challenge, they get up early and prepare everything. They decided to use the plastic tarpaulins are broken and put together at the bottom using oil barrels to fix. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind after everything is ready. I did not inform anyone. That went quietly to the coast. Find the highest place to light a fire. The big fire will be the decisive factor to help them be saved. The rest of the group worked until the afternoon, but only half of the woodwork was done. While designing the boat, Wedge and Patrick again argued. Andrew, who always wanted to act as a mediator. It can't work right now. The 2 arguments became increasingly tense. When Patrick and Billand went back to camp, the situation is getting worse. While Wedge borrowed an axe from Patrick, a new conflict broke out. They quarreled and almost fought. A group of 5 men, and 4 women, continue the challenge of survival on the deserted island. 20th day. Again Wedge and Patrick quarreled when Wedge borrowed the axe, leading to a tense confrontation. After a flashback, they almost fought. Andrew couldn't look any longer and rushed over. Try to reconcile. As gentle advice, yours doesn't work. And he suddenly criticized both of them. After being dragged out, they both kept talking back and forth. Andrew warned them not to behave like children, because there will be no good results. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Andrew invited them to sit down and advise. Finally, Patrick and them decide to forgive each other and apologize. Their relationship was quickly healed. No matter what, if they continue to disagree, will not get the $100,000 prize. Then, a group of 6 people agreed to complete the sailing. They tested it and found it worked very well. At night everyone is so excited they can't sleep, waiting for the morning to be able to return to civilized society. To the last day, Batman and Billy set the fire. But there's another challenge for them. Waves a few meters high, and the water snakes and the crocodiles near the shore. After many times being pushed back by large waves, they finally left the coast and set sail. After more than 2 hours at sea, the last 6 people, I also saw the nuclear cruise ship. Ford is waiting for them. The challenge of survival on a deserted island, of 4 men and 2 women have succeeded. It started with 9 people on the island. Only 6 people left the island. The brutality of the island is beyond imagination. It's ours. Okay. This time the challenge of survival is over. See you on the next show. Survival lessons and advice from the program. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. 1. Survival is instinct. But living with others is hard. In harsh environments, AI also wants to survive. But to survive with others, you have to learn to listen and accept the difference. I know how to filter water, but I don't want to share it. They live a few more days, but they live in distrust. Isolated. Some people are not good at anything, but they are always connected. Relieve stress. Positive energy transmission. And they become the spiritual backbone of the team. Lessons for life. Living in society is like living in the forest. The most important skill, it's the ability to adapt to others. Not the best in one or two. The limit is not physical but mental. You can fast for 3 days, but you can't stand 3 days of solitude. Being misunderstood or abandoned if your mentality is not strong enough. A girl who gave up because she wasn't heard by the group, even though she's the only one who knows how to make a mousetrap. Strongest guy breaks down when he misses his mother. And finally withdrew on Saturday. Lessons for young people in the modern world. We are taught how to be good at work, forgetting to learn how to deal with sadness. The 7 hopes and loneliness. Sustainable psychology is an asset. It cannot be lost in any circumstances. The A. What we own is not necessarily what we need. For when the phone is removed. Money order cosmetic brand identity. The only thing left is quality and character. People say little. It's the one who lights the fire every morning. Who always stands out. Be proud of yourself in society. I don't know what to do when I'm hungry and bitten. Lessons for the consumer society. There are so many things that we think are important. But when we go back to our survival instincts, only perseverance remains. Humility and kindness. 4. Trust is the last thing that keeps you going. When the strength is exhausted, when the water is gone. When people are in conflict, the last thing, whether you go or stay, is faith. Believe in yourself that I'll spend the night. You will find water. They believe in their companions, they'll come back for food. Believe in life. There must be a light at the end of this forest. Lessons beyond the program. Under any circumstances. Mental crisis 7. Karma, loss of loved ones. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Keep at least one seed of faith. Faith does not feed you, but it keeps you alive long enough to find your way. 5. Understanding that he is Cam only male survival. 21 days without a mirror and without a phone. No one flattered, nothing covered up. Everyone is forced to face with my true nature. Am I selfish? What am I good at without a social role? I can forgive that one, even if they miss my food. Lessons beyond survival. The modern world. It's easy to lose ourselves in roles. It's only when we're separated from comfort that we know our identities. Who am I when there's nothing left? And when you get that answer, you become free. Sum up. 21 days of survival on a wild island. It's not just a physical challenge. It's a mental surgery. It's all stripped away and give it back to humans. What is most original and true? The living instinct. The ability to love. The consistency. And an internal force that you never thought you'd have.